Hi, and welcome to AVP Studios Video Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Fujifilm XA1 and the Fujifilm XE1, which I purchased fairly recently. Now, we all remember years ago Fujifilm produced fantastic quality slide film and also colour negative film, which we use obviously in SLR cameras and so forth, for 35mm cameras, and that's their heritage really, is producing quality film. Now they then went on to produce quality lenses for broadcast use and video production and that kind of thing. Now they're producing a very fantastic range of stills cameras, digital cameras. The first one I purchased was the Fujifilm XA1, which was a 16.5mm APC size CMOS sensor, and it is really good. I used to use Canon and Nikon DSLR equipment. I've sold all that and I've gone for this. It's a lot more compact, although you wouldn't think so looking at it with this big 50 to 230 lens on, which is quite stunning. This particular camera, the XA1, is as I say 16.5mm sensor, but it's got a tiltable screen, no viewfinder, so you do rely on the actual screen. Rather a nice camera to use, albeit with no viewfinder. It is still lovely to use. Produces fantastic images, really nice images. It's got actually simulation modes, although Fujifilm don't like to call them simulation modes, but it's got simulation modes for Valvia and some of the Fujifilm's traditional films. It produces that really nice vivid colours, and I really like it. Now obviously it's an interchangeable mirrorless camera, and it's absolutely superb. So you can just take off one lens. I've got another lens here. What one's this? The 16 to 50. That's obviously a lot more compact. So you've got a nice standard zoom there, really. Really nice to use. It's got all the manual functions should you wish to use manual. With this particular camera I tend to be a bit lazy and leave it on intelligent auto. I found for a lot of snaps that I take, intelligent auto is absolutely super. It's more than adequate, does the job nicely. So that's kind of my thoughts on the XA1. I'll show you some photographs and some images that I've taken with the XA1 since I've had it. It's always with me wherever I go because it's such a nice little camera to use. I've recently purchased the XE1. Now this is one hell of a gorgeous baby, this one. This one has got an electronic viewfinder which the XA1 hasn't got, so it's great for traditional photographers that want a viewfinder. It's got your manual controls as well, manual shutter, manual aperture, full auto. On this lens, on this camera, I've got the little 18mm lens, which, as you can see, has got a manual aperture ring actually on the lens, which dates back really to the traditional way cameras used to be many years ago. It's got a smaller monitor on the back, which, bit of a downside, it's not very high quality either, so don't judge your photographs by the monitor because it could well give you false results. It's not that good, but it's adequate for just checking you've got the framing right and what have you. You'll find when you check them on your computer afterwards they'll be absolutely stonking. The beauty with this camera, it's a 16.3mm CMOS APS-C CMOS sensor, but it's the X-Trans, Fujifilm's X-Trans sensor, which gives even sharper images purely because it hasn't got the anti-alias filter. They've taken that out, so it produces even sharper pictures than what the XA1 does. But to be quite honest, it's only noticeable when you blow it up really big. You wouldn't notice it if you're printing up to 10x8s or you're viewing them online. When you see them later, you'll probably not notice the difference between this and this camera. But all said and done, it's a beauty to use. It really is an absolute beaut. Whether you're using it with the little kind of, it's not a pancake lens, but the smaller 18mm lens, or whether you're using it with either of the other lenses. But so that's just my short view of views on these particular cameras. I am looking at getting the XM1, which has got the X-Trans sensor as well, just so I've got all three really. But yeah, cracking little cameras. You won't be disappointed, I can assure you. You will not be disappointed. Although I have to say, they do take a bit, if you're not used to the way retro cameras, you know, the old cameras used to work, they do take a bit of getting used to. You can't just pick it up and point and shoot. Although to some extent you can on the XA1, because it's got the intelligent auto, so you can with that one, but not with this one. This one takes a little bit more thought, kind of planning your shots. The autofocus, I find, works fine. I mean, there's been many criticisms about the autofocus on all of the Fujifilm cameras. I personally, whether it's the firmware update or whatever, I don't know, but I personally don't really have an issue with it. Hunts a wee bit now and again, but overall, absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. So there we go. That's just my own personal opinion on what I think of the Fujifilm range of cameras. More reviews will be coming up soon, so stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.